Good evening. All right. Well, this is our first Blackbird tonight. We will smoke the Blackbird Rook. With it, we will have Monkey Shoulder.
Monkey Shoulder.
A blended scotch.
Thanks for tuning into Cigars, Liquor, and More as we join our buddies Bill
Howdy.
and our other brother Daryl
Smoke up, Johnny.
having fun in 2021. Broadcasting from our studio speakeasy as they talk about cigars, liquor, and anything else that comes to mind.
Okay, well, this is a pretty spicy cold draw. You get it on the lips pretty good. Here's why. Okay. So the Rook is a 54 by 6 from Blackbird Dominican Cigar Factory. It is a mild cigar with a Sumatra wrapper, Dominican Habano binder, and Dominican and Nicaraguan filler. MSRP of $8. But here's the thing. It tastes much spicier than that. But this is technically supposed to be a mild cigar. But it tastes
Really?
very, yeah.
It doesn't smell like it's going to be.
No, and it tastes peppery and all kinds of stuff. Okay. So,
And on the initial light, it's spicy.
we can taste it before you even light it. Yeah.
Never go lighting it incorrectly again.
You're doing so well. All right, with it, we have Monkey Shoulder. So these small batches of different Speyside single malts are blended and then married together. I don't know what that means.
They're married. Is there a ceremony and
After
everything?
they're blended, they're married. All right, so the nose is of marmalade, cocoa, and malt. Plenty of vanilla.
Marmalade,
Yes.
cocoa, and malt.
Plenty
Wow.
of vanilla and a sprinkling of winter spice like nutmeg, clove, cinnamon. On the palate, it's malty, creamy with a berry fruit, toasted barley, cloves, and butterscotch.
Berry fruit, not very fruit.
It has a medium length finish of spicy oak and a hint of peppermint on the tail. MSRP is $29. So
A hint of peppermint on the tail.
yes,
Not the back ends, not the finish.
no, on the tail.
On the tail.
Alrighty, I'm gonna light this guy up. So,
I'd love to interview somebody who writes stuff like this.
well, I bet we could. There's marketing companies that have people.
No doubt there. No doubt there. I'm doing something a little different. So I'm gonna try settling out the cigar first before I start sipping.
Okay.
I love the sound of that cork. That's a good sound,
Wow, this is a heavy smoke.
and it does a nice gurgle out of the bottle too.
This is a heavy smoke. No, this is not a mild cigar. I tell you that right away. Holy mackerel.
You think they're lying to us? Why would they do that?
I think
You
I got
have no
the
cause to do
wrong
that.
description from somebody.
Did you
I looked it up in cigar.
get this from the wrong page?
No, I looked up in Cigar Scanner.
I love Cigar Scanner. Get Cigar Scanner. You'll love it too. Great app.
The Rook is not mild. Okay. So,
Oh, it's definitely not mild.
one thing about Monkey Shoulder.
And it's got a long lasting spicy finish. Not a tail.
Yeah, it
a
does.
finish.
Yeah, it does.
I'm not gonna
There's
say.
pepper in here. This is at least a medium.
I'm not gonna say a rook has a tail because rooks don't have tails.
Yeah, this is not.
It's got a finish. It's got a long finish.
Rooks have ramparts.
Yeah, it's got a long rampart.
A tall rampart, probably, because ramparts are those vertical.
Tall and thick.
You know what ramparts
Yes,
are.
I know what
Okay,
ramparts
good.
are. I know what ramparts are.
Tall, thick, meaty rampart.
Ha
Wow. This
Mhm.
is so... It is leaving a burn on the inside of my mouth. Pepper burn. Just
Yeah, I
coating.
wouldn't- Yeah, it's a whole.
No, this
it's
is not
coating.
mild. I misread that somewhere. This is a super full-bodied cigar. Holy
I
mackerel!
thought you said medium.
It said mild in a cigar scanner.
Oh, mild cigar. There's no way this is mild.
No, it's not even a little mild.
Maybe it really mellows out.
No. It took mild out to the back and put 2 slugs in its head. This is not a mild cigar. Oh my God.
It said no.
Okay, so this has got a lot of pepper all over the place. I wonder if I got the wrong one. Maybe there's more Rooks. Maybe the Rook Colorado and the Rook whatever I picked up are 2 different Rooks.
I'm looking it up.
Yes, I got something wrong. This is a heavy-duty cigar.
Well, let's even it out. Using the cigar scanner app. Normally, so what I don't like about take the photo from the app is you don't have the photo anywhere. It doesn't store it to your
No, it doesn't keep
pictures.
Yeah.
So I normally
take a picture first?
Normally I take a picture and I upload the picture in order to get it. I didn't this time, but it came to mind, so I thought I would mention it.
More pictures of my cigars than I do my kids, so I don't think I need any more pictures of cigars.
Dear Lord, it does say mild, strength mild.
And it's the same band, same color?
Yes.
Okay.
Precisely.
I'm going to have to write a stern letter to the editor.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Well, it's not. For those listening, it is not. And I may have gone light on the pairing because I thought a blended space side would be mild, Scotch, and would go really nice with a mild cigar. And now the cigar is gonna trot upon the Scotch.
Well, let's see what blackbirdcigar.com has to say about it.
It says something like, "Don't listen to the cigar scanner."
Oh, well, it doesn't. Oh, drop down for description. There we go. It says, Rook is a mild to medium bodied cigar with a very nice aroma and a natural sweetness taste. It is blended to provide creamy profile on every third of the smoke.
Well,
front third, back third, middle third.
I guess I could say it's creamy because it's coating.
Oh, it's coating, yeah.
It's coating the inside.
If you want to call that creamy, this is definitely creamy. And yeah, I would put it more towards I put it so far. I mean, we're not even an inch into it yet, but so far I put it between a medium and a bold.
Yeah. I would too.
So peppery. But more towards the medium than the bold.
I'm gonna go ahead full bold.
It's the coating. It's the coating after that makes it feel more bold. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just from the description they gave it from the own company. I'm kind of willing to bet that it smooths out and it doesn't have what it does at the very beginning.
Said it was given that creamy coating or every third you got. And this is part of the first third.
Well, yes.
Well, I'm gonna take a minute let this guy settle down a bit, and I'm gonna give a little sniffity sniff to the monkey shoulder.
Oh, monkey shoulder is a Scotch.
Yep, it's a Scotch, and it's a blended Scotch that has been blended and then married.
It's got the the married. Married.
Okay, so they have a lot of things they're describing. And I'd say among those things, I get the vanilla. And the maltiness is like a bready. I'm going to say bready. The malt is like the bready smell, right?
Doughy.
Yeah, I'm getting like a doughy. That's what I had described. Yeah. So I wasn't sure which malt they meant. Like, probably not malted milk ball kind of malt. I think they mean malt like brewers yeast malt.
It's not as doughy or bready as See, the Giant 21,
Giant 95.
95, yeah, but that is more bready.
Oh yeah, it is.
Right. This is more doughy.
Well, that's fine. So I get that. I don't know that I get nutmeg or cloves, but I do smell cinnamon, so I like that.
A little cinnamon, yeah.
So vanilla, malt, cinnamon. I like this. Now, and on the palate, berry fruit.
It's got a little bit of the spicy flavor that you get from a Scotch.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, very Scotch-esque.
Oh, it's very much a space side Scotch, but it's mild. It's a pretty mild Scotch, though. Wouldn't you say?
It is.
I mean, it's not a Glenfiddich, but it's pretty mild.
No.
Right? Or no, I'm thinking of Livet. Glenlivet. It's not as mild as Glenlivet, but it's close.
It's pretty good. I've heard people say really good things about Shoulder Monkey. Or I've seen people write really good things about Shoulder Monkey.
Monkey Shoulder.
Yeah. Maybe I should read. Shouldn't I read? Monkey Shoulder, the original.
Yes.
Blended malt Scotch whiskey.
So apparently, this is the only one I've ever seen.
Batch
but apparently
27.
there's another one. And it's much lighter. This is a darker version of the one that I saw on the website. And I've never seen the other one on the website.
It's got a nice light amber look to it.
It does.
It's very pretty.
It's got a good color.
And I like the three monkeys on the shoulder of the bottle.
Mm-hmm. But if you go to the website, they tell you why they call it monkey shoulder. So they call it monkey shoulder because it's traditionally a malt whiskey making process that the malted barley is turned by hand by maltmen using large, heavy malt shovels. And years ago, maltmen would develop a strain injury, which had a tendency to make their arm hang down a bit like a monkey's. So they nicknamed it monkey shoulder. I guess now they have repetitive injury protocols.
Like carpal tunnel for your shoulder.
Because they say it's gone now.
Well, it's probably more done by machine than by man.
Yes.
That's interesting. I can't read that, but that looks like Hebrew.
Okay. Yes, it does. And I'm going to guess it says, if you can read this, you can read
Yiddish.
Hebrew. Yeah, so they tell you what you nose and taste on the back of the bottle. They'll just tell you right away, here's what you should be tasting. I like that.
Teach your audience. Teach those that you're...
Yeah.
Let them know.
Okay, so...
You're more apt to think about it if you have something to go by. And otherwise you're like, it's a Scotch. It's a whiskey. It's a rum. It's a vodka.
True.
But, think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it a little bit.
So in the
Think
palate, I get the maltiness,
just
and
a
I get
little
some. I think I know what they mean by butterscotch, but I don't think it tastes like butterscotch. It's more like it's just a smooth, buttery. I don't know, flavor, not exactly flavor, feeling. But I like this. This isn't the first bottle I've had. This is the first time I've had a Rook, obviously, or I would not have been surprised by how strong it was.
So far, this is a pretty good little pairing. I kind of like these two together.
Okay, it is calming down.
I like the monkey shoulder is kind of washing away a little bit of the
all of it.
Bit of the coating.
It's knocking the coating out for me. Thank God.
And
I didn't like it.
You get some spice from the cigar. You get a little spice from the Scotch.
Yeah, I'm liking it.
That's turned out not bad. Huh?
Maybe,
so far, I think you've done a good job.
Maybe the way I lit it was just too hot because it's not what it was before.
No, and I got much the same thing when I lit it up. But again, when we first started talking about it, we were less than an inch into it.
Yeah.
And
it just came on so strong.
If everybody's going through and they're saying it's a mild or it's a medium or a mild to medium,
something's
then
up, right?
It's gotta smooth out as it goes.
Yeah.
Somewhere. At least you would think it would be like that.
I think it's settling down to a medium. I think it probably has too much pepper for anybody to call it a mild, though. I mean, I don't know why you'd call it a mild because the pepper's still there.
I don't know. Individual taste, man. Individual taste.
So yeah, I'm about 3/4 inch in, and it thankfully calmed down a lot. Still pretty peppery. And people who don't retrohale a lot would choke. Because it's lighting up my nose.
Yeah, I haven't retrohaled this. I don't think I'm going to till probably about halfway. I can't bring myself to do it on this one.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, you know what I brought in today? I brought in today half wheels. I'm sorry.
So
Half-wheels,
we
top
love half
10.
wheel. We've interviewed Brooks.
We still need to talk to Patrick.
and we've interviewed Charlie. I still want to really talk to Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
And
Great interviews. Love both those guys. They're awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Like Half-wheel. Oh man,
Half-wheel
is a great
itself
site.
is great, and then getting to talk to the guys has been fabulous. If you haven't been to their website, go to their website, halfwheel.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can check out. They do reviews of cigars and accessories, including boxes, which I think is fabulous.
Boxes, lighters, cutters.
Their number one for boxes,
Yes,
was
the Cohiba.
Was the Cohiba
Special Reserve.
Special Reserve?
Yes.
Yeah, a Sean product.
It was a good looking box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the arc.
Yeah, it was like a little.
over.
It was like a little bridge, like a little arcing bridge.
Yeah, like a little Japanese
And
influence going on there.
and each cigar sat in a little spot.
Yeah,
its own little
yes,
spot.
Yes. Yeah, it just when I saw it, it gave me the Japanese kind of culture feel. So
I saw some of the other
cool.
packaging awards though, and some of them were innovative. Some of them were less interesting. Some of them were just kind of extra cool. Like one was like a little barrel, and the lid was also an ashtray. So there was some cool stuff in there.
I didn't dive into that. I saw what their number one pick was, but I didn't dive into it. I was at the time I was reading some other articles, and I just didn't make it back to it.
Okay.
But I'm glad you brought this up. The top 10.
Well, they give 25 for the year of 2020, and I just grabbed the top 10. And for the reason I will explain in a bit. Well, the first reason is I trust these guys' review over Cigar Aficionado by a long shot.
Oh, yeah.
They really sit down and review a cigar honestly.
At least 3 cigars every time.
Mm-hmm.
They purchase the cigars they do for review.
Yes.
They give an honest opinion, and they don't know what the score is as they're reviewing them.
No.
They review it. They fill out. It
goes into an algorithm,
and an algorithm spits out the numbers. So, I think that's about as honest as you can get with it.
Yep. So, here's how they decided on the 2020 cigars. It must have been reviewed by them in 2020. It must have debuted in 2020 or the latter half of 2019 and had a score of 91 or greater in full review. So their cigar of the year is the Tatuaje Karloff. So the second I saw that, I went, okay, I've had some Tatuajes, but I've not specifically had the Karloff.
No, I haven't either.
And I got to thinking, I need to put these on my list because I have not had a lot of these cigars. And if they flew under the radar to me and I didn't pick them up, and they didn't exactly fly on the radar. I read half-wheel reviews.
Well, and for probably at least the first half of 2020, we were doing a lot of boutiques.
True.
And which you're not going to find on here.
No.
So there's time, man. There's time.
Yeah. But here's what's awesome or interesting, especially if you're Tatuaje. They took the second spot too with their Black Label Petite Corona BC.
And the 9th.
And the 9th spot as well.
Now we've had the Black Label Petite, haven't we?
I think we have.
Yeah.
So
I want to say we had that in St. Louis.
Yes.
When we went to Riverman.
When we were at Riverman, yes. Yeah. But this is kind of interesting because, like I said, a lot of them I've not had, and I'm going to recommend you take a look at them. Take a look at them again because these guys rate honest, and don't get me wrong, they rate a lot of cigars. So, and a lot of them do rate in the 90s. So I don't know which the best 25 were that were 90. So this is a really great review.
They've got a lot of them in the 80s too.
That's true. Yeah, they do. So number 3 is from Adventura. It's the Royal Return Queen's Pearls Corona. Never even heard of this company. So I definitely want to look that up.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm going to recommend anybody look some of these up because top 10 for Half Wheel 2020. Now, from Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, another one I've not heard of, the Sombresmea Brûlée Blue.
Well, I read the review on that, and I believe there was a news article on this company as well on their site in 2020, and that was the first time their article's first time I've heard of this one.
Okay,
and I wanted to go through and look up and see if you could find it on CI or Mike's or something like that, because I flipped through those magazines, and I do not remember seeing these.
No, I have not heard of Ventura or Dunbarton. Now, no, that's...
number 5, we've all heard of.
I think everyone's heard of Davidoff, or Davidoff. Davidoff, limited edition,
Raleigh.
2021, Year of the Ox. So my guess is that was a pretty expensive cigar.
I would bet so.
And you know what else I would say?
Bet, yeah.
Think about it. This is probably the most expensive cigar on this list. Maybe the Crown Heads. I'm not sure. We're not there yet. But probably this is the most expensive cigar on the list. And it only got to number 5. So, that should give you an idea.
Yeah, you don't have to be an expensive cigar to rate really high.
No, but Davidoff really does a good job. And there's a reason they're expensive. I've never experienced anything but perfection from a Davidoff.
Well, and I would put Padron in that category as well, or not Padron.
Perdomo?
Not Perdomo. The other P.
Not Padron, not Perdomo.
The 1924.
That's Padron.
That's Padron.
You mean the 1926?
1926.
Yes.
So I said it right.
You did.
Thank the Lord. Okay.
But both of them also have exquisite construction, which is why I thought you were going. Is that where you were going?
They're higher priced, but you almost never. I've never had a bad one.
Right.
So that's kind of where I was going, tying it in with
these.
There are companies out there that you can understand the justification for the price. Right. Not saying I totally appreciate it, but
no.
But you can kind of understand where it's coming from.
Actually, let's go back to the liquor and cigar for a minute.
I will put Cohiba in that category as well.
Oh yeah, I've never had a Cohiba perform badly for me either.
No.
So this definitely miled it up a lot for me. Thank goodness, because I was starting to get very concerned.
Now, I'd put it in a solid medium at this point.
Yeah, it's definitely calmed down to a medium. The pepper's still there, but it's not so strong that it would be upsetting. But I could imagine that if this does happen at the beginning of the cigar for everyone, not just maybe the way we lit it or the circumstance we're having it, there's some people who might not get through that first inch.
Maybe, and I don't think it's going to help to cut it at the 2-inch mark. Just work your way through it; it'll be fine.
Along those lines, I want to mention the band. So, firstly, it's a big band, so they definitely and bright colored.
Yeah, and all the Blackbird bands.
All the Blackbird bands are very bright colored. That is a trend going through a lot of cigar companies now, is to get bright. Brown bands do not pop on a shelf.
No, you need to stand out from the competition. And not only the competition, but where you're at, because you're in a humidor that is going to be wood. There's going to be a lot of wood around. It's not going to be painted wood. It's going to be,
Yep.
So wood colored. And
your wrapper's brown.
The cigars are brown.
Everything's brown.
Yeah, and you have to stand out from not only your competition but your surroundings.
I think that's a drawback to Padron's very simple, very brown band. It doesn't pop at all. I appreciate the simplicity, but no pop. This major pop.
But once you've had it, I mean,
to go back.
It's been a brand. It's been a brand that's been around for a long time. and it's got a very loyal following.
Right.
So
they don't need the pop, do
right,
they?
Right. They don't need that. They're
People
not,
go in looking for them.
They're not that kind of. They're not at that stage of business.
Right.
Companies like Blackbird are at that stage of business,
right.
and they do need. They need the eye-catching pop when you walk into the humidor.
Crux
and
is doing the same
that.
thing. Crux are very bright and very. Actually, I like them a lot. I like the colors and the cigars as well.
Well, the Psycho pops out.
Yeah, it does.
Right, because it's you've got a couple of bands that cover almost the entire cigar.
Yeah.
With a bunch of looks like street riding. It's just so it really stands out. But but you got to be real careful about large bands.
You do,
especially large bands, large single bands. Right. If you have a small band at the head and then a larger band covering the body, that's more okay because you remove that band, you start smoking. But the main concern is it glued to the wrapper?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you don't know that until you get to the point to where you're taking off the wrapper. The sooner you take off the wrapper, the more liable or the higher the possibility of something going wrong. And you don't want that. Nobody wants that.
All right, so the flavor itself.
All right, now that Bill's done with his rant, here we go.
Well, no. We're just on to the next thing. No, I agree with you on those. I agree with you on that. And this one's actually interesting. You notice the bird is a separate outcropping from the rest of the band. It's not a completely square band. So it's kind of interesting.
The other thing I like is it's got
textured.
embossed.
Yeah.
It's got embossed birds that on the embossing is shiny.
Yes.
Whereas the rest of it's kind of a semi-gloss or a matte.
Yeah, it is nice.
So
detail. Attention to detail.
Attention to detail, exactly. All right, we're going to take a little break, and we'll come back. We'll finish up the top 5. We'll finish up
and
the
flavor
cigar.
notes.
And bada boom.
All right.
Our CLM Weekly giveaway is sponsored by Drunk Chicken Cigars. You can get 10% off your order at drunkchickencigars.com by using the promo code CLM2020. This week's winner is Sherman Elliston. Congratulations, Sherman. Send us a message so that we can send you your prize of 2 Drunk Chicken Cigars. Register at cigarsliquorandmore.com to be entered in our weekly giveaway.
All right, we're back. So, just remember,
Back again.
if you were the winner of our prize pack of 2 Drunk Chicken Cigars, some CLM swag, most likely a koozie, possibly a coaster. I don't even know. I'm throwing sticker, all kinds of stuff.
whatever.
Throwing some stuff.
A bunch of stuff. Oh, let me
We
get
only
the-
ship domestic, and find us at cigarsliquorandmore.com. You can find us on any single podcast provider, although you've already found it on one at least.
It's amazing. So there's one. Now I can't remember the provider's name. There's one that has been doing a lot of marketing and whatnot in Europe and the East. And
We've been getting more Europe hits, I noticed.
Yeah, and we got one of their marketing campaigns I saw, and so I put us on there.
Oh,
And
okay.
for the first, I don't know, 3-4 months, not much, but man, have they shot up. You're getting a lot of listeners through that platform. So thank you very much. We love you all, but unfortunately we can only ship domestic. It just costs too much otherwise. But feel the love.
All right. So the Rook. What's our taste on the Rook? So it definitely calmed down a lot pretty quickly, but wow, that first beginning was okay. But then it calmed down really quick, and I wouldn't call it a mild. I think it's probably closer to a medium.
Yeah, I classify it more as a medium. And I'm still getting some of the spice out of it, which is nice. The spices kind of transition a little bit to be less peppery. Yeah. I know you like the term baking spice.
That's what I'm going to call this
really
one.
Quite got that yet, but I'm going to go ahead and label it as such. I'd put it more in that category. It's definitely not pepper anymore.
Well, I get a little pepper in the retrohale. It's definitely not a pepper bomb kind of pepper anymore.
It's not in your face like it was when we
and it's not
first.
It's not making my mouth feel like pepper.
And the coating has gone down. The coating of the mouth has gone down as well.
But now I'm getting like baking spices, and I'm gonna say I'm getting some cocoa and some amaretto.
And now the monkey shoulder has taken over the spice category from the cigar, right? Because there's a little bit of spice in the scotch in the monkey shoulder, and I thought it was pretty evenly balanced at the very beginning. Now that the cigar is mild down some, I think the spice of the scotch comes out a bit more.
And then the space.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it was a transition note that I noticed. A note that I noticed.
And yeah, I do like the space sides, and I'm liking this monkey shoulder. It's really nice.
You almost wanted to say shoulder monkey there for a moment, didn't you?
No. I paused, and regrouped.
That's just me, isn't it?
I regrouped and managed not to do it.
Does feel warm in the tummy.
It does. You know what? That's something I didn't note and didn't say. I assume it's 80 proof, but I did not write it down.
What's the proof on that?
86.
86.
86 proof. So a little bit hotter than your 80, but not much. I like 86. The old Forester 86 is 86. Nice place to be. I like the old Forester.
Yeah, it's not. Well, the old Forester. Yeah.
You're thinking of Prohibition, aren't you?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. That Prohibition bottle is a good bottle. Was that 110? No. Rats. No, I can't remember.
No, I think it's pretty close to 100, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think it was.
Okay.
Have to go back and look.
Oh, I'll have to get another bottle.
Oh, darn it.
Perish the thought. All right. Well, moving into the second half of Halfwheel's top 10.
Yes.
Is the Joya de Nicaragua Numero Uno Le Premier. Now, I've had a lot of Hoyas in this last year, but not that one.
Have not had
not
this
that one.
Yeah.
Oh, now I gotta go find that one.
Yeah.
And we had on here the copper, which we liked.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other Hoya?
Yeah, copper was really good.
It was along those lines. We had another Hoya, but we've had several Hoyas. Oh, the Hoya, is it black?
Oh, we had this one. We had the Cinco.
Oh, yes. That's farther down.
Yeah, it's further down. But we had that one.
So we like the Hoyas. We haven't had this one though.
Oh, Doctor. We had a Hoya Cinco, but we didn't have the Doctor.
Oh yeah, I don't remember El Doctor. Oh, wait, you're skipping ahead.
Yeah, I'm skipping ahead. Yeah, sorry.
So
I got the list in front of me. I could do that.
So real nice. Check out the Hoya because I do definitely like the Hoya line.
Mm-hmm.
And they made number 6. So number 7 is a Crowned Heads. Now Crowned Heads has got a pretty good history now. They're not new anymore. They've been around a while now. Sad I remember when they were new. So this is the Mildia Sublime. Not had it. I've had the main Crowned Heads, right?
Oh yeah,
but not this one. And so I'm gonna have to take a look at this one.
I gotta tell you, I think of the Crowned Heads, I think I've only had 5 bands.
Yeah.
Out of their line.
Yeah, so, I don't see a lot of them in shops near us.
So yeah,
we have to find them somewhere else.
Yeah, it comes down to what market are you in.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because every market is stronger in some things than others. And, we see a few Crowned Heads, but not necessarily a whole lot.
Yep. All right. So number 8 was where you had skipped ahead. This is another Hoya. Joya de Nicaragua. Cinco Decadas El Doctor. Now, I've not had the El Doctor, but I thought we had
but we did have a Joya Cinco.
Yeah. But not 5 decades. So there's something else going on there.
Maybe,
yeah. So Hoyas are good. So here's definitely a note. 3 tatuajes and 2 Hoyas in this line.
Mm-hmm.
And so something to be said.
And only one David on.
Start, picking around there.
Yeah, check them out. Check them out. If you're gonna if you're gonna treat yourself, you got something special coming up, and you're gonna be smoking a round of cigars for a weekend. You don't normally smoke a bunch of cigars over the weekend, but you're doing something special.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe take a look at some of these and give them a try.
Oh yeah, totally. Then number 9, the Tatuaje TAA 2020. I don't think we had this one. No,
I don't remember that one.
No, but
yeah, the last two, 9 and 10. I don't remember reading a review on Half-Wheel for those.
No, I don't either.
So it must have been. I'm thinking maybe it was somewhere between March and June. I got real busy around that time, and I missed a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna say the reviews may have been during that period because I just don't remember them.
All right, then to round it out, number 10 is from Founder Cigar Company, the Charter Oak Habano Torpedo.
Yeah, and I haven't even heard of that one.
No, I've never heard of never heard of Founder Cigar Charter Oak. No, I like Habanos though.
Yeah, next time,
I like a lot of cigars.
Next time we talk to the folks from Half-Wheel, we're going to ask them, where do you buy your cigars at?
God, I'm sure they've got.
What's your breadth and width of?
I'm sure it's all over. So this really large band has a very mild adhesive, and it was no issue at all.
Oh, super easy to take off.
Yeah, that's nice.
Super easy.
Still is a great band.
We've had some tiny bands that have just been hell to take off.
Yeah.
But this was over the top simple.
Yeah, no issue there. Still a good looking band when you take it off.
Yep. Kudos Blackbird for that. Stacking dimes, baby.
Yeah, this has been a really great burn. Good draw. It's been good all around.
I just did a little bit of a complaint at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But it mellowed out. I
still
put it as a nice medium. Good little smoke.
Yeah, real good. And not something I would have guessed. I've never really encountered that before. To where a mild to medium cigar started out that strong.
Change. Yeah.
And the monkey shoulder is getting really good warm, but it does increase its heat. Like I can now feel the burn. Like I just took a shot of NyQuil, kind of.
Well, let it cool down some.
Pre removal of alcohol from NyQuil.
Oh, why'd they do that?
To be fair, just take your NyQuil and put a shot of vodka in it.
Oh, there you go.
Mix NyQuil 1-to-1 with vodka, and you're back to where it should be.
I liked Alka-Seltzer Cold and Flu. I thought that stuff was great. When I first started working in the fab, and you got that smock on.
I don't think I've ever used Alka-Seltzer.
That's when my nose would start running and I feel like from, allergies and stuff. I'd pop some of those before going to work. It worked pretty good.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
And then they changed the formula, and then they didn't work anymore, so stopped using them.
Really?
Yep.
Alka-Seltzer changed?
Yep.
What the heck did they do?
Not a clue.
They didn't have to take the alcohol out.
No, there was something in there they took out. There's a big stink over it. And
really?
Big little press release at the time.
And now it doesn't work.
I didn't listen to the news, so I didn't know what happened. And I was telling Joya, my wife, it's just not the Alka-Seltzer is just not working anymore. She's like, "Well, didn't you know they changed the formula?" No. It's like, yeah, they did. Blah, blah, blah.
Now you have to drop it in
you
vodka.
Look it up, and it's like, come on.
I wonder if it fizzes as much if you drop it in vodka as it does when you drop it in water.
That's a good question.
We should try that.
We'll have to figure that one out.
I'm going to do that.
Hey, I thought on the back half of the break we were going to do some old fashions.
Oh, yeah, we forgot to go get the glasses.
Oh, well. Maybe next time.
Oh, no.
It's our show. We can do whatever we want, man. We can pause it here and go get them.
Absolutely. I'm going to do just that.
Let's
I'll be
do that.
right back. You have to restart the camera, but that's no big deal.
I think the spice of the scotch kind of adds something.
All right. Want to restart the camera?
No, we only take 3 minutes to do that.
Okay. We'll be helping find it.
Okay. Here, wait.
What are you looking for?
Oh, well. Oh, here we go.
All right, so we went and made a couple of old fashions. Yes, this is a scotch, not a bourbon
The scotch
or a whiskey.
old-fashioned.
But on the website,
And we
Monkey
left the bottle
Shoulder
inside.
was very quick to tell you they were a mixer. They didn't try to tell anybody that you were drinking this straight. But I like it straight. But I thought, I'm going to go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's just fine.
I make an old fashioned. So we made old fashions. Now, this old fashioned mix is a little different than the standard. Instead of 2 shots, it's just it's 1.5 ounces. It's a jigger. And then the opposite side of the whatever little cup, measuring cup, looks more like a half shot. So I think it's a half shot and a jigger is my guess. So then it's a half shot of lemon juice and a half shot of the simple syrup. And 2 dashes of Angostura bitters.
And the regular bitters this time, you said you weren't going to do the plum bitters.
Yeah.
Not a problem. So
I think it makes a good old fashioned.
I think it makes good old fashioned. I think the spice of the scotch adds a little bit to it.
Yeah, it's got a little tang in the back end. That's not just the lemon juice, right?
Yep.
So, Monkey Shoulder at $29 is a pretty decent
Pretty good little buy
addition to your
liquor cabinet
for old fashions as well.
Oh, yep, and for your mixer. Bada boom.
Let's see how this goes with the cigar.
So far, it's going pretty good.
Because all that acid always changes cigar flavor.
I'm kind of wondering what it would have been like at the very beginning, right? When it had all that pepper in it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it might have tamed down some of that pepper right at the very beginning.
Well, immediately on first draw, I say what it did on this cigar is it took out a lot of that baking feel. No longer am I getting the amaretto. It's gotten very woody.
If you toke on the cigar a bit, hold off on that.
No.
And just toke on the cigar some, it comes back.
Okay. Let me see.
That's kind of interesting.
I'm going to take a little drink of water too, maybe. See if I reset my taste buds a little bit. Just a little water.
You want some coffee? We can make some coffee. Not that frou-frou stuff you
It
drink.
didn't come back that quick for me. It still left the cigar very woody.
If I puff a few times,
it comes back for you.
The spices come back for me.
Okay. See, I think it got woodier and pepperier for me.
I think part of that is the coolness of the drink.
Could be.
I think it kind of saps it out from you. More than the flavor of the drink, I think it's more the coolness.
Well, I have to admit, I like the cigar better with the Scotch straight than with the old fashioned. Because it had a little more distinction with the liquor, whereas with the old fashioned, now it's just a woody, peppery cigar.
Okay, I'll buy that. I'm good with it either way. Yeah, I kind of preferred the drink itself straight over the old fashioned, but as far as an old fashioned goes, I think it makes an interesting one.
It's a good old fashioned.
And if we pick some different liquors to do multiple old fashioned with again, we need to include the monkey shoulder.
I will, and we will.
Or the shoulder monkey. Monkey shoulder.
I have to admit, that does seem a little overly cruel, right? So you got these guys doing all this work, and then when they get an injury from the work, you make fun of them.
No, it sounds about right. It's the way the world works, man.
You look like a monkey. That just seems mean.
Well, what you probably don't know is they probably look like monkeys while they were stirring, and so they called them monkeys to begin with. And then they got the shoulder thing, and they were going like this. They're like, monkey shoulder. I mean, come on. I mean, basically, people like to tease other people. It's the way it goes.
Well, I do too. I don't know. I'm not a name caller.
It's because you're not drinking this stuff all day long.
That's true. Because I guess if
you might like to be, but you're not.
Yeah, if you can. If you work in a distillery in Scotland, I'm pretty sure you drink all day.
Yeah, because the Scottish are known for being PC.
But I also don't think they have a lot of OSHA standards. So I think they can drink all day while they develop a repetitive injury.
Maybe you don't notice the repetitive injury as quickly if you're drinking this all day.
Like, oh, my shoulder's killing me. Have another drink. Oh, that's much better.
It cures what else, said the salty sea dog.
So I do really like the old fashioned, but for what it does to the cigar, I wouldn't put an old fashioned with the cigar.
There are better combos with the old fashioned, that's for sure.
We've had them.
Yeah, but overall though, I think the cigars turned out really nice. It started out iffy at the beginning, but I think it's turned out really nice.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, it's smoothing up a lot in this we're about entering the final third, and it is getting smoother. Even though it just got woody, and it got, because of the drink, it got woody. I don't think it transitioned on its own. I think I did that with the drink. So even though it just got woody and a little peppery, it got really smooth.
The cigar?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, okay. I think I toked on mine a bit too fast there. I started getting a acidy type flavor, not in a good way either.
Not quite the ammonia yet.
Yeah, no, but I'm not attributing it to. Well, I could attribute it to the old fashioned, but I don't know.
Well, I'm going back to the regular.
I was going to stop.
For those listening, I'm going back to the regular straight up.
I was going to stop with the old fashioned for a moment and see if the cigar picks back up.
All right. Oh,
Well,
this is nice.
so the stocks have been weird. So
You were probably talking about GameStop, aren't you?
Yeah. I was. Me and Daryl were talking before the show about GameStop and the strange up and down it's taken.
Has it taken any down yet?
Yeah. During the last month. I mean, they've been doing this thing for a month, and
It was 320 last I saw it.
337 has been the high. 337 to 377 has been the high.
377 from 18.
From -4.
-4.
Yeah.
Well, when they first put out their short
Yes.
crush, so it was cruising along smoothly at 18, and I guess it went to -4 when they put the hurt on them, and that's when the folks at Reddit said, "Hey, let's rally and save GameStop."
Now there have been, yeah, and AMC. There have been quite a few high-profile investors that have gotten into GameStop that are trying to help turn them from a old-fashioned CD-ROM company to more of an online.
You mean Steam
company?
We already have Steam,
and try to transition it, and they're. A lot of the media outlets have contacted them and say, "Hey, what do you think about all this?" They're like, "We don't understand."
Yeah, we're doing our thing. Leave us alone. We were doing just fine.
But it's for so long, especially since the 2000s, so much has happened with high profile, high investment companies in the stock world that it's kind of nice to be able to see a whole bunch of little bitty folks be able to pinpoint and cause a rally of sorts.
No, that is interesting.
Around certain brands.
Definitely.
And, it makes you wonder what could they do, what could happen in the future with that, right? Could there, what...
Could you have a Kickstarter to save a company?
Yeah. Or cause a rally and let everybody make some money before the company goes under.
Something.
So it's kind of interesting in that regard. I'll be watching out for it and seeing what happens in the future. Also with the legalities of it, right? Because the SEC is looking into it. The White House is monitoring. So all kinds of things. And not only the Reddit folks, but because of the Reddit folks, the Elon Musk on several things has just made a weird little comment on Twitter or something and caused the stock to rally. And, Elon Musk jumped into the fray and said something on Twitter that wasn't, "Hey, look at this or buy the stock" or anything. He just put a little blurb out there and the stock rallied just off that blurb. So it kind of develops a life of its own, I guess.
Yes.
But it's kind of cool, the little bitty portion of me that's kind of an anarchist kind of likes it. And the big the portion of me that says, if I had stock in GameStop, I'd really love it. But since I don't have stock in GameStop, it doesn't bother me one way or the other.
Yeah.
Hey, do that to a stock I own, will you?
Yeah, and then let me get out.
So, yeah, anyway. All right. Well, shall we wrap this sucker up?
We should wrap it up.
Go for it.
Hey, this has been fun. I've got my first Blackbird under my belt. Like this a lot.
It's not my first Blackbird. I've had a couple of others. It's my first Rook. I really like the Rook, and I like the shoulder monkey by itself with it a whole bunch.
I like the monkey shoulder. It's inexpensive. It's an inexpensive scotch.
Try that again.
It's an inexpensive scotch. I feel better.
Oh, heck yeah.